world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S, part of Den Media Group, presented by Alpha Clinics online, alphacliniconline.com. Alphacliniconline.com is the go-to website for all things male enhancement in your life. If you need to drop some weight, need to get a little bit more energy, you just need a 24-hour doc on call. Like, that's really, to me, the biggest benefit of Alpha Clinic is the fact that it's a 24-hour on-call doc. So if you're traveling, gallivanting the world, and you need somebody, you need a quick pickup, just go online, or you could text Christina, those guys. They will definitely look out for you. Look out for you for the different things. Just check them out. That's what makes them dope. We're not inside the world's greatest cigar lounge. We're right outside of it. That would be, dang, I keep always forgetting the one main thing. Do this. Click on my profile pic for one of the Twitters, my profiles. Yeah, I definitely don't need that one. I hope everybody loses that one because I'm getting my ass whooped in the March Madness. Hopefully y'all brackets aren't as bad as mine. Go ahead, scroll down. Keep scrolling. Right there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and open that one up. But Goodfellas Cigar Lounge is still open. Live music, good vibes, great stuff going on there. Go check that out. It's one of those, again, it's like Cheers with a mob twist. Everybody knows your name. We are currently 500 subscribers away from that magical 6,000 mark. We want to be able to get to 6,000 subs so that we can be able to do our giveaway. For those watching on Twitter, you can watch on Twitter, continue to watch on Twitter. I have no problem with you watching on Twitter. But what we do is we get credit. We get more credit for when you watch on YouTube, on the YouTube. Once we get to that 6,000 mark, we'll do a $500 giveaway live on one of the shows. We will give away a $100 drawing to a member and the amount of likes on the show. So like right now we have 5 likes on the YouTube. So that's what we will be giving away, $5 to somebody. But it's cash. It's better than nothing. But we want to make sure we get this up. Like, for example, I believe it was on the Thursday night show that we did, breaking down the FSU practice. We had about, like, I think over 700, almost 800 people watching. Most of them were watching on my X account, which is dope. But man, just click on the damn YouTube and you'll get all the benefits, all the perks. Consider becoming a member. The goal is to have 10,000 subs by football season. We get to 10,000 subs, we will be giving away a pair of season tickets to FSU's home games this year, as well as a parking pass. We will also still do our $1,000 giveaways and things of that nature as well leading up to it. Shout out to my greenies. We want to have the members to be at 500. Our membership fluctuates. I believe last time I checked, it was 130. Where we at right here? Let's look what the membership. Actually, it's 127 right now. A couple guys. Some of y'all just got to look at your damn membership. Like, come check out the show, check out your YouTube, check out your Apple Pay, check out your Google, and you'll see that it just doesn't renew, or y'all just don't be having that money in the way y'all check-ins and your savings accounts are set up. You got to go to your checking, and you got to move it from your savings or whatever the hell that stuff is that y'all be saying. But we want to increase those things, man. But appreciate the support either way. Yeah, just want to continue to grow the channel and support those who support you. I did make a call. I believe it is Luis, aka Panama Noel on Twitter. He said, hey, if we get to 6,000 subs, can we give away a brick? And something that a lot of people don't realize is right now, Florida FSU Doak Campbell Stadium is going under construction, heavy construction, and they're giving away different pieces of memorabilia. So what I'm going to do is give away, once we get to 7,000, I'm going to give away a brick. I got a brick that I'm going to give away Well, I have. Well, no, not a brick of cocaine. I'm not buying that. I know where to get it, but I don't want to. I'm not doing that. I don't think you can. I don't think you should ship that through. Yeah, definitely not. Like we ain't that. Nobody's that rich. That stuff is going for pretty good price right now. But a brick of Doak Campbell Stadium. Once we get to 7,000 subs, I will give away. I have 4. I will give away one of my 2. Or you can go to Battle's End website. They have it. Cost you about $500.
What? I can get you a break from the stadium.
Which is the craziest thing in the world. I had no idea that was well, no, my bad. I apologize. 300. I don't think it was 500. It was 300. But still. I can get you a brick. I'll give you one of those once we get to 7,000. Won't cost you 300. At worst, if you're an all-in member, it'll cost you $100. That's about it. But the bricks are cool. It's a cool little memento as they're tearing it down. They're selling bleachers, they're selling signs, they're selling all kinds of different things. I'm gonna try to get what I could get, but man, I looked at them prices, man. I was just like, yeah, I don't fuck with them that much, man. I don't like them enough like that. My brick came from just again, people want to know what the all-in experience is like. The all-in experience is knowing everybody. If you want to see it behind the scenes, there's me and the booty on duty, Sierra. This is the real Sierra with the goodies, not Russell Sierra, but she I know them. I know all the people, and they look out for big games. So but as long as people are looking out for me, I'm gonna always look out for you. So just check that out. Help me reach my goals. I'll help you guys do whatever. Also, just remember, we do the giveaways during the football season, still all throughout it. We've got current for members only. So again, consider it $3.99. We have our March Madness giveaway. Somebody's going to win $150 if their brackets hold up. I know for a fact that person is probably not going to be me. So I am a hater. My bracket got busted way, way early. It wasn't even funny. I don't even think I stood a chance after the first day. You want your percentile to be high, right? Like when they say that I'm in the 54th percentile, that's not good, right? Oh, you know what? I ain't out of it. I didn't realize I'm in 5th place. Luis, speaking of him, he's in 2nd place. DJ Sims is in 1st place. ST Brown is in 2nd place, and Cam C is in 4th place. Both of us, our final, our team, our championship team is out of it. Do I have anybody in here? Okay, so UConn, I need UConn to do their thing. I didn't make. Okay, I need Clemson to beat Alabama. Yeah, I didn't get this one right at all, so it doesn't even matter. I didn't get that one right anyway. So yeah, I'm basically running out of people. So it doesn't even fucking matter. So anyway, so we do stuff like this. We'll have fantasy football. We'll have a fantasy football league again. So whoever wins that again, there's money in the fantasy football league. There's money in the weekly pick'ems. Those are $50. Like these different things, you can literally win your membership. Like you can win, and then you don't have to worry about anything. It's just all paid off for you. But that's what we're talking about with that. So let's go on to the next thing. Tailgate. Of all tailgates, you basically got this weekend to be able to pay for the tailgate. If you're trying to go. We do have a month, but for $20, this is the last weekend. It's my pin suite. April 20th, 4 p.m. spring game. Garden of Gold Showcase FSU. We'll talk a little bit about that. We have 2 entire YouTubes that are breaking down 2 weeks of different practice. So I don't need to speak about that on this show per se. Go check out the other ones. Unless you have a super chat and you have a specific question, you tap that super chat. I will make sure I go into that with you. If you're a 3-6 Mafia member or higher, your tailgate ticket is taken care of. If you're an all-in member, just make me aware that you want to go to the spring game. Your tailgate ticket and your ticket inside the Champions Club will be on me. I got you taken care of. It's only a couple of y'all, so it's not like we're going to be doing a ton of them. But right now, the tailgate tickets are 20. It's all you can eat, all you can drink. I need you guys to heavily start working on the RSVP shit, because a lot of y'all like to do it at the last minute without realizing how hard it is to actually purchase food and liquor and supplies for that many people. So we'll have the menu dropping next week. So purchase before the menu drops, and you get a discount. So there's that. You go to the next thing, Miles. No, we don't need to do that. That was Monday's show that I was dressed up like that, or Wednesday's show. Feels like so long ago. Oh yeah, we can do that. This one. One of the funniest things about social media, it's two things. It's not just the youths. It's the youths and their Christopher Columbus. You see that right there, Miles? 85 watching me on damn Twitter.
Yeah.
Get y'all asses over to fucking YouTube.
That's what Twitter does it monetize, does it?
It does. It's very little though.
Yeah,
very little. Very little. But that I might be what the next move is. Just go ahead and tell them to make me my own Discord or something like that. But here, I remember Mad Dog 2020 as a youth.
I hate the youth.
It's not just the youth. It's their Columbus. It's Columbusing. It's when you go and you discover something that was clearly already here. Like, one, Mad Dog 2020, for most of us who are 80s babies, or even if you grew up, like I was born in the 80s, I'm really a 90s baby. I grew up in the 90s. Mad Dog, Schlitz malt liquor, all these different things. We're heavily, like, it's funny to hear people talk about they're subliminally, like, they don't need to subliminally message anybody. They bliminally do that shit to us all the time. They bliminally market it to us our entire life, man. Like, nothing sub about it. That shit was like literally like, yo, man, all that to say is it's absolutely delicious. It is nothing. It is sugar and liquor. Mad Dog, Cisco, it's another one. State odds, a lot of these different things were straight up delicious. I grew up watching the old head. You can go to the corner store, you can buy this. This was a lot of our first taste of liquor and our cheap taste of liquor. Like, you know, it's I'm gonna be honest with you. So let me tell you what my daughter's mother used to do. She made these amazing. I got a great story too. Yeah, this is some of the boldness. I actually asked her for her crab leg recipe one time when I had first moved over here because I needed to make it. Actually, might as well made crab legs for your sister. And she put me up to it.
A little rat poison.
But no, she didn't know. She was just like, I was like, hey man, I'm about to go make me some crab legs, man. What all you put in the crab? You get some garlic, you get the Old Bay, you get this, you get plenty of butter. She's like, wait a minute. Are you making this for some chick? Nah, man, just give me the damn recipe. Give me the recipe. And but she would make these, because when crab legs were going to sell at Publix or Albertsons back in the day, like you could get them for like $2.99 or $3.99 a pound.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy. And the food stamps like ain't really changed that much. Like the amount of money you get. Yeah, as long as anything cold you can get on with food stamps. You can't get, like, you can go get you a pub sub with a food stamp card. You can't get the cheesesteak one, but you can get an ultimate or the chicken tender. You can get an ultimate with that. But she would go get with the stamps. She'll get some shrimp. She'll get some crab legs, and she'd go buy some Cisco, and she would make Cisco or Mad Dog, and she would make these incredible daiquiris with them. And
she would make headaches with Cisco and MD22.
Yeah, it would be one or the other. It wasn't a mix of both of them, but like this was the blessing of older women. I couldn't drink legally. I couldn't go in there and buy nothing. She could. So she was doing that thing, man. Like, it would be during the off season, man. I'd be in that thing throwed, man. She's a terrible person, man. But god damn it, she knew how to make some crab legs and some damn and some daiquiris, man.
You were one of the cool ones. You didn't have to rough it out like us waiting in front of the liquor store or paying
to find somebody. Nah, man, hell no. I had her or my friend Africa, who was 21. Or I knew people who could go get me some liquor, man. And then when I turned 21, then it was on and popping, man. I tell you, I could have, man, listen. It's weird. The kids used to do that too with the cigarettes, man.
I did it a lot.
They're like, can you give me some cigarettes? I said, man, I'm not buying no goddamn cigarettes, no cancer sticks.
you just pay a homeless person, kids.
Yeah, it's the easiest thing. But what you really need now, which is wild, because if they ask me for cigarettes, I'll say hell no. They say I want some. They said they want some Black and Milds or liquor. Sure, why not? How many you want? You want a whole pack? Come on, man, I got you. I'm trying to save their lives, but I'm ruining it at the same time. So I don't really know what's better. But just you kids, man. Like, there's nothing new under the sun. I personally hate the TikTok bans and the social media bans. But no, I only hate them because everybody tells me that they're crying because they don't have control over their kids, and the government shouldn't do that with schools where they're showing them transmissions. But then you're like, well, government needs to take away social media from 14-year-olds. And I'm like, I want Trey to be monetized. So now I have to control his YouTube and all this other stuff. Like Ron, every time Ron do something solid, he do some wild shit that just don't make any fucking sense, man. Like bro, and that's why I tell my blood friends, like, it's not so much that Black people don't want to vote for you or that people don't like you. It's just that they don't know which day. Y'all have like the biggest, most PMSing gang out there. One day you're like, man, we're going to, get this recreational marijuana. I mean, not recreational marijuana. Get this damn medical marijuana. I don't want it recreational because I don't want it smelling like weed everywhere. Then it's like, all right, we're going to do this, but then, no, we're not going to do that. And then there's the boogeyman that you're afraid of every week. Never understood it. But these youngins, what's the, hold on.
Actually like MD 2020, right? This is
no, they like the price. You can't dislike the price.
I guess that's
like
things never change.
The idea of me drinking Mad Dog 2020 right now makes the inside of my stomach turn.
Yes.
Like, I remember
smell it.
I remember when I first got the ABC deal. My sister was in Orlando, and she took a picture and she put it on social media, and it was of Paul Masson.
Yeah.
And it was Paul Masson peach. And she was like, because Crown Royal is doing all the flavors. And I said, man, take that shit down. She's like, wow, I like it. It's good. It's delicious. I said, Kyla, I can't have an ABC Fine Wine and Spirits deal, and you out here buying like liquor that's on the bottom of the floor, you gotta like that Kai can pick up. Like, you gotta squat to be able to go get Paul Masson, Christian Brothers. Like, I knew all about this from my uncle Frank, who was damn near a wino toward the end of his life. And this was when life was good, he had Hennessy. And when life was bad, he had Christian Brothers. And if it was in between, he had Paul Masson. And it's just not something, again, there's levels to this. I want to be able to reach high for my alcohol at this point in my life, because that doesn't give you the headaches. It doesn't give you all of those other different things. And if you want to know what's never going to be at my tailgate, Mad Dog 2020, Cisco, Paul Masson, Christian Brothers. If it's not in a glass, if it's not a glass, it's not going to be it. If it's not in a glass, you're going to be on your ass. E&J, man, you're right. Prime time, Matt. Again, E&J, listen. College, man. Erkenjerk.
Come on,
Erkenjerk. I'm with you.
Come on, man.
But we're not in college no more, man. We're grown now, bro. Like, these bottles should, we're not having drinking competitions at this age. We should be sipping liquor and enjoying it. With my Gianna, all of my FSU class of early 2000s grads all bring a handle of Crown to each other's parties. Crown is okay.
Yeah,
Crown will always be fine, but you just got to be careful with some of these things. We always do a shot of Crown at my tailgates for my boy my boy J Mac, who passed. J Mac was a big Crown Peach guy, but like right now I just drink. I'm a Remy guy. or I forgot the name. ABC's Kavase brand is actually really good. Yes, it's not like a lot of times you see the stock brands, you're like, ugh. But like, nah, theirs is actually is high end from France. Like that's where like it's a bigger seller than Remy and Hennessy in France. Just nobody knows about it over here. 1738. Shout out to that. Y'all some real drinkers, man. Good job. All right, let's go to the next thing. Speaking of young bulls, um, and and again, I want to be able to say this with with a lot of things going on in the world. I want y'all to realize that women do need to be protected, but also women need to be protected from themselves. The little girls have always been aggressive. My problem is I don't know how I would act if I were put in this situation. Kudos to this black father, this CGI guy doing this, but I'll let y'all play it, and I can't say I would handle it the exact same way, but I will say shout out to this guy being in his son's life and possibly being the world's greatest cock blocker. I don't even know how old his son is, but this is a solid cock block right here.
Good morning. This is Carter's father, Mr. Kevin.
I think that's actually.
I'd like to ask you guys to stop using this line. It's school time, and Carter needs to focus on that. Thank you, ladies, very much.
Actually,
you guys all have a beautiful day.
Read the caption for those. Last night, a group of 5 girls. This is where I'm stuck right here. I'm sorry, but a group of 5 girls who have a crush on my son created a group chat with only them and him. In America, men are seen as the aggressors and women the victims. As innocent as this may seem, imagine if 5 boys made a group chat with your daughter in it. Protect your sons at all costs because the system in this country won't. The party of 5 called my son again this morning, but they got me. Mr. Kevin does not play. And if somebody says kiss and slap is currently a popular game, middle schoolers in Manhattan are playing in which girls go to kiss a boy. And if he refuses, she slaps him. Now think about the reverse. There's so much more. My son is 11 years old, and so are all 5 of the girls in this story. We've all seen this movie, and we know how it ends. No one's curious, mature, aggressive daughter is getting my son caught up in their escapades. The moment things go awry, the boy/man is thrown under the bus. Now that's fair. Now let's go ahead and finish the rest of the video, just so you guys have the context.
For those ladies that aren't on the group chat right now, could you please relay this message to them? If not, I'll relate it to them myself when I get his phone later on. You guys understand? Hello?
Yes.
Hello, good morning, ladies.
So basically, daddy came in and said, hey, man, what y'all not finna do is get my son caught up. And the problem is, if people could just be honest for a second, and everybody, again, it's the misogynistic culture that women fight against, that feminism fights against, that places, to quote the 40-year-old virgin, the movie, places the pussy on a pedestal. And they'll never, did he say that? Is he listening? Trey might be listening to this. So if Trey's listening to this, I'm torn. I'm probably gonna cock block you, son, just for your own good. Because if they come at me, and because again, one of the things that kids don't realize is that everything that's on their phone is that's your phone, and so I can be held accountable for those different things and messages and all that other jazz. And this is just it's crazy these days. It is nothing new under the sun. The only thing new is that their porn is a little bit more easily accessible because of phones than it was. But girls have been fast. Girls will not stop being fast. Boys will have been curious, and boys will not stop being curious. But what happens is, that's basically all it is, guys. Just this was interesting. I'm not sure I would do that or how I would handle it, but I might dap them up first and then be like, all right, man, we got to cut this shit. But that's, kids being, but speaking of this, it's kids be, the problem is it's kids being kids, right? And instead of us actually taking the time to educate our kids and help guide them through this curious time, we'd rather yell and scream and it always be somebody else's fault. And we'll probably blame the school system for not adequately addressing and talking about how they should be doing that stuff, even though we took away sex education and all those other different things. But I will say this: the cooler you are about certain things, the better it will be for the children. Like when you actually make something and you blow up, all you're doing is making them want to do it a little bit more. And I'll say this because I have all kinds of friends who literally have forgotten what it was like growing up for us. Even in the face of Freaknik documentaries, which were nowhere near as bad as which I think all they did was make kids curious, and they thought it was going to be worse. And now they're going to try to do Freaknik. And Freaknik was wild. Freaknik was wild. It's a wild times. But people forget, and the Chappelle Show was not that far ago, and these kids are realizing this. People forget about what they call the 80s. Does anybody know what the 80s nickname was? Or all the 80s, early 90s. They had singers by the name of Boy George. We had Prince. Matter of fact, the society's revisionist history is so strong that they tried to paint us that Michael Jackson was the weirdo, and he was the one that was kind of gay, when it was Prince all along. And it's always been Prince, but Michael Jackson got bodies, dude. Trey asked about Freaknik. We had crack. We had a lot of these kids, they have to deal with the opioid crisis. I had crackheads in my neighborhood. There were 30-year-old women offering to give brain to 8-year-olds for $5. You know how crazy that is, man? Luke said it right. It was the androgynous period. Don't tell me about the kids are watching this stuff with Diddy. We had to watch. There was all kinds of scandals like that. This is pale compared to what we had to go through. OJ. Oh, like they talk about OJ literally just hopped in the car, told his friend to hit the expressway and just drive. And OJ's still wild. But like Luke said, it was called the androgynous period. Charlie Murphy had the greatest skit ever, the Prince skit. It was the 80s. The dude dressed the most like a bitch was getting all the women. They literally said this. And then what do we have? The guys who came out of the well, the boys painting their fingernails. They wearing pink. They doing this. Okay, James. Okay, it was the 80s, James. That was a long time ago. You didn't grow up with that. What did Killer Cam wear? We did this on Wednesday show. Cam wore pink fur coat, pink hat, pink glasses, pink this, pink that. And then everybody said how gangster he was. Like Michael Jackson. Meanwhile, MJ hanging out with Crips and Bloods, calling gang truces so that he could do. MJ did that song, They Don't Care About Us, in Brazil, I think it was that song. And he literally took the biggest gang, the person who ran the favela. And the dude said, oh man, I'm a big Mike Jackson fan. Hey, I'm glad you came to me, dog. Nothing's gonna happen to your people. Yeah. You can put $1 million in the street and I bet you it won't get taken. All the respect. These are the people that we listen to. These are the people that we came up with. And guess what? Most of you guys aren't gay. You're saying we will rock you. You know who made that song? A gay man. And guess what? You sing it and you didn't catch the gay. You won't catch it. It's in you or it's not. I guess legitimately. George Michael's the one who made the song Careless Whisper, right? It's a phenomenal song, man. I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. It's a very great song. I thought he was singing to a woman.
What?
That man gay and that man fruitier than all the pebbles, man. It's cool though. Like, man, do you think Luther Vandross? Luther was so open with it, he didn't even hide he would take all the covers. The songs were sung by women. He didn't even flip. All you got to do is say, what was the song? He's Superstar. Is a Superstar is a song about a woman that was basically a groupie. And she fell in love with the guy. And he sang it from her perspective. He could have easily just flipped it as a guy. Luther was out the Teddy Pendergrass. And we've played Teddy on here before. That's the one with the Teddy was caught with a transmission. And the transmissions wasn't even looking like the transmissions do now. So I know that thing had an Adams. It looked like Gary Payton. But I digress. My point in all of that is we keep talking about these kids and we're giving them the attention. We're acting, just Jay-Z said, old heads, stop acting brand new. Like Tupac ain't have a nose ring too. Somebody brought up MJ. I had to tell him in the spaces. I was like, do you know what our generation's older heads used to say about dudes who wore earrings, in particular one earring? Oh, what? They said that they was Fruit Loops, especially the ones with the little dangling earrings. And do you know what MJ had? MJ had the little dangling earrings with the little, he still do with him. Not only difference is he got the little Mein Kampf mustache. But play this right here. I'm not playing. We got Front Office Sports on things that one. They got the Duke guard, Jared McCain. Now that he's getting paid money. You know why he's getting paid money? Because they know that this is going to cause a riot on social media and all that stuff right there, because we're more concerned about appearance than what people actually are. Now, Marilyn Manson. Now, I'm not going to get into all the other stuff, but like this man took out the bottom part of his ribs. He was androgynous as well. He did all of that stuff, made a bunch of money, and he was he floated between them. But this boy has fingernail polish on him, and everybody's like, "Oh my goodness, why they got to do this? Why the kid got to be the gay? Why do you care, bro?"
That's what I wish. I wish people didn't care because it's not that creative.
Yeah, because if you didn't care, he wouldn't get paid. They're doing this for attention.
Yeah, probably wouldn't even do it.
Yeah, it's just like but again, it's like we've completely forgot about how we were raised in the stuff that happened. And but then again, though, this is what I keep asking them. And it's the challenge, and nobody really, when I say this is when the conversation ends. And it's cool, because I don't like to have these conversations like that. I just ask, hey, man, we grew up with all this, man. Are you curious now? Did that change your mind? Did you? Because this is, I always say it's a conscious decision to do some of these different things, especially as a guy. But if all he does is have his nails painted, fuck it. I don't care. As an adult in my household, if my son comes and says, hey, Dad, I don't want to get my nails painted, I'm going to say no. Most of y'all get pedicures and manicures and you get the clear nail polish. You know what? That's what it is too. Like, if you just relax, chill out. All you're doing is he's accessorizing, he's doing this. If I find him on a date with a dude, then that's what it is. But if it's just this, if this is all you got, is nothing more, I don't really care. I
feel like there's a lot of social currency from the younger generation to make the older generation look non-progressive.
Or just to get the react. And again, that's not new.
Yeah, it's just kids.
Imagine a world in the early 90s where you coming in and your parents are like, okay, your parents' generation got judged because blues and R&B music sounded like gospel. And they called that the devil's music, right? And they got spanked. Then it shifted from there to whatever the 80s and the disco stuff was. Then it shifted from there to a bunch of dudes in leather pants, big old rope chains, dressed like the dope boys saying my Adidas. Then it shifted to fuck the police coming straight from the underground. A little got it bad because I'm brown. Or I slap the shit out you. Do this. Just put it in your mouth. Just saying anything and you're I clutched my pearls. And you're getting attention. Right. That's what happened when we were younger. It's just different now. The Machis is kind of going back a little bit to the androgynous stuff. It'll change. Listen to the rap. Like even rap got a little fruity and stuff like with young. Now it's getting this. It's starting to circle back around where people getting a little more angry, a little more volatile. Just again, it's a little wilder, man. Like it's not as wild of a time as it is if you actually remember how you grew up. That's all I'm saying. But it's kind of a thing where now everybody's picking on Caleb. This is par for the course with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, quarterback from out of USC, one of the considered QB1. This man is minding his own business. He didn't ask to be on this. And right now, he looks the picture that they got. Sometimes you got to think too, guys. Like this is why I try not to drink straws in clubs, right? Because when you drink straws in clubs, you got like if somebody's taking a picture of you with those fast cameras, they gonna get you in a sassy pose. They got this man. They freeze frame this in the sassiest pose that they can get, and it looks weird. And everybody says the bi-curious #1 quarterback pick, pink lipstick. This and even in the show, I suggested, what if his lips are just really pink? What if he's not having pink lipstick? I can't say nothing about the earrings. He does look. He looks a little sassy. But Miles, you got that? Did you email yourself the video? So, but let's put it in perspective. This was the next day after he took the sassafras picture. And it's not what you think. And if you would just relax and stop making everything, stop making everything what it ain't, maybe he would, I don't know. It's no real way to darken up your lips except for smoking. So like maybe he doesn't smoke and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe like I'm trying to think, he doesn't have, he doesn't have his nails pink. Like if my nail bed is completely clear and it's, I guess if you catch me at a right light, it may look like I got some pink or clear nail polish on, but let's just listen to the guy.
White.
I like his mindset. So let's listen to what QB1 in the NFL draft has to say about you old heads questioning his sexuality while he was sitting courtside at a basketball game that most of us would never get the chance to do. Oh, wrong one. I think you actually could push it there.
Wallet white.
The wallet is
white.
Phone is pink. Case is clear.
What the fingernails look like?
Nails are clear. Lips are pink. Your girl love them.
Which is the old goal? Is the goal to look the straightest to men, or is the goal to get the girl? Is it the androgynous period where, as Charlie Murphy said, the dude that looked the most like the bitch was getting all the bitches? And I will say this. Prince fruitier than all the pebbles, or was. But Prince was a bad man. Prince got a good, I don't think it's as good as Mike Jack, but that's a lot of the argument now. So, but again, my whole point in all of this is stop judging these young boys by things that we assume are when you are, it's kind of like pimp name slip back. Again, what we're doing is what Cat Williams did. Cat Williams can tell you how gay everybody else is when his whole identity came from a feminine pimp. That's his whole shtick. But I'll use him as a pimp named Slickback from the Boondocks. Now, you over here judging Caleb, the basketball player, and all these other heterosexual dudes who are living the time of their lives on a college campus, getting all of it. You're judging these guys. Meanwhile, you're out here with no bitches. Sans beach, as the French would say. Like, you just out here, you're judging these little boys while we're on our computer, or we're a little fluffier than we used to be, with nobody liking us, and they're in their prime. I just want you to take a step back and just realize that maybe you should just shut the fuck up. You can always take a step back and just shut the fuck up. I wouldn't do it. Can't judge somebody. I wouldn't want my sons doing it. Can't judge it, but at the same time, Don't know. Now, again, that Diddy stuff, which I don't think we're gonna talk about today, because this is just way too much to unpack. Now that's fruity. If you go into a Diddy party, that's a wild one right there. All right. But we always said 50 Cent been telling us this for a minute. With any man who says, hey man, when we gonna go shopping? I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna be mad at that. I'm gonna be mad. Like, what about me made you feel that you were strong enough to say that to me? Because that's what you're supposed to say to a woman. I'm gonna take you shopping. Let me spend 50,000 on you, baby. Like, no grown man finna spend 50,000 on me unless like I'm at a new professional job and I ain't gotten like how in the show Suits, my guy Harvey took Mike because Mike ain't had no suits. He's like, come on, man, let's get you some gear, bro. Like, if you're gonna work here, we're gonna make sure you look the part. That's different. But you know, yeah, but 50 a little. 50's I like 50, but 50 is a very much of a bully. But these aren't, because I'm not gonna pretend like 50 is that's the whole thing with some of this stuff. Like, oh, you heard what Cat didn't say nothing that ain't been said before. And Cat ain't really just wait a minute. No way. Primetime Mike said, he said Mike Jackson had Stephanie Mills. He had Stephanie Mills. That's wild. Anyways, all right, going on to the next thing. Leave these young bulls alone. Or I don't even know if I should be using that terminology. Like, because I don't know, that could mean something different nowadays. But on to the next thing. The NFL, I think that's what we're talking about. Yeah, the NFL is reverting to a flag football league. They're doing a lot of stuff, trying to make it. It's so weird. And I'm just gonna. Oh no, that's something different. We'll get to that. We will need that. NFL says one thing Saturday show, and does something completely different. Go to the NFL flag, and that we'll need that later too. But we'll play this reel, and right now everybody's that stinks. Everybody's talking about the hip drop rule, and the hip drop rule is basically now, if you're an FSU fan, remember how Jordan Travis got tackled and brought down. I think what I was looking at, there was I know what you can go look for what that thing was. It's DK Metcalf running somebody down, the tackle. So we look at it from the defensive standpoint, but we don't look at it from how much the game. The goal is to bring the person down by any means necessary. We've taken away, you can't hit them too low. You can't hit them too high. You can't hit them too hard. You can't step to the side and get them. You can't horse collar, which is, I believe the horse collar is righteous. There's so many things that you can't do that they're making the game they're making the game way too complicated. And when you start having to think, and because I always tell my guys, athletes don't think, they just do. And the more you make an athlete think, the more dangerous the game becomes. And that's the why my man Luke said DK is a little zesty. But when you run this fast, it's okay. Again, I don't care who you splitting into or who's splitting you into. As long as you do your job. I mean, I've had a couple zesty teammates, but I'm not trying to find out if it's true or not. That's what I don't really care. As long as they don't approach me, live your best life. But this right here is an example of the hip drop. So if you can play that video, Miles. So what we're showing right now, for those who are going to be listening, we're showing DK Metcalf interception that had Sierra's husband through into the Arizona Cardinals. That's crazy. This was 4 years ago. But yeah, it just feels like that damn COVID did a number on everybody. But watch this. And this is the end of this is the example of the hip drop rule. So And DK is on this Honda.
Hell, he tracks him down.
So that is the hip drop rule. You came from behind, you dropped your weight, and you slammed him down. That is literally what it, so you in today's NFL with the new rules, he has to let him score. This is a penalty. We used to call this good effort. That's a penalty.
There's no other way.
Imagine in a game they throw a flag on that.
Yeah, that's as clean of a chase down you can get.
Like,
I can't lie. In high school, I loved the horse collar rule.
Man,
I love to tackle.
Man, snatch somebody down, man. Like, it's a play. One of the plays
so good.
that Ramsey definitely zesty. We call him the sassy savage here. Man, if I could find this, man, I promise you, is one of the best things we used to do on so it didn't mean. Oh, shout out to Kyle. Ah, damn it, Kyle. We gotta talk about it because Kyle dropped bread. Oh, lordy.
I think so, Kyle.
Yes, Kyle. We'll get to that in a second. Get to the other one. So let me tell y'all about Ramsey. So what happens in radio, for those who don't know, that's why I like YouTube better or this medium better, even though there are people who are trying to talk me into getting back on terrestrial radio.
Have they seen this?
That's the reason why, because it does numbers compared to their shows. I do way better compared to what the fuck they got. The problem is, it's very problematic. We would still do it the same way. The only difference is during commercials, you would not hear their commercials. I would let you in to what I'm really thinking during the commercial break. So you would get 5-6 5-minute breaks of just wilding. And while if we're doing an interview, if they curse, you got to hit the drop button. So you'll miss it if you're listening to terrestrial. You won't miss it if you're listening to the show on the YouTube or on the Twitter. But I say all those things to say, during the 5 minutes, they'll give a show traditionally 3 minutes. You own 3 to 5 minutes of commercials. So there's you can do 1 minute commercials, which nobody listens to 1 minute commercials. You could do a 30-second commercial, which is what most people listen to. So that 3 minutes basically gives you 6 commercials. You get a commercial per break. And we would do live reads. And that's when I got creative. When we didn't have we figured out so we didn't have to pay them. We did segment sponsorships. So like basically when I'm talking about Alpha Clinic, it would be the Alpha Clinic Studios, or we'll do this or whatever. But man, with that 30-second spot, we used to create commercials. So who was it? Mac. Oh, the Florida had Jim McElwain, and he had them yellow ass teeth. So if you're old school, you know what Banaka is. The spray, we used to have the spray. Do they even sell that anymore? Like the spray a mint that you go before you meet the girl. And I said he had butter knocker. So like he sprayed it on his teeth to get that glisten and that glow. And we were freestyling commercials. And we did Jalen Ramsey sweet and sassy barbecue sauce. It was 2017 we did it. And it was when he was coming on, and we took the sound from when he got in the fight. And he was like, I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, yeah.
You tell me. And I was like, so we just went and he's like, it's one of the greatest barbecue sauces in the world. It's got enough kick and enough fight, but that sweetness that just tempers it all the way out to where you don't understand what it is. And it's just going on and on. But like, this was wild. But since Kyle dictated, and that's cool. When Kyle's money bags, we can go click on what Kyle's thing is. And I was saving my opinion. I was possibly going to probably try to do something on Monday, but Kyle Pickett, shout out to Kyle, very special friend of the show. We got to get Kyle. We have to meet Kyle one day. Kyle drinks Blanton's. Kyle does all the cool shit. But did Diddy diddle dudes? How many dudes did Diddy diddle? Does Diddy diddle drop depend on Democrats' decision? Like Diddy is wild. And when I hear people talk about Diddy parties, there's only one person on this planet who that reminds me of. And I go back to when he first ran for office, and that's 45, Donald Trump. When he first ran, Luke was talking about him. And Luke said he threw a party so wild in Miami that he had to leave early. Now, Luke is in the Freaknik documentary. Luke is banned from throwing parties in Tallahassee from what he did in the 80s. He would have to go to, like, there was a farmhouse, like I think I was in Gaston County, and they would throw a big party there. Uncle Luke. No, not Luke Northrow. Luke might be banned too. Luke Wild Boy too, but not Uncle Luke. Luke was there were stories of Luke having his dancers, like they would basically work at adult chicken wing establishments. They would give him fellatio on the stage, all kinds of wild stuff. And he said that that was wild. There are videos now of Diddy with other celebrities that it just kind of, you don't know. Like there's one where who's the new funny dude that looks like a pug? He looks like the little dog with the small nose that always has the viruses and stuff like that. He's like funny, like everybody likes him. He does almost made it, or he does the different skits. Yeah. I like you. You lie a lot. But they had a video of him going to Drewski. They had a video of him getting caught in Puffy's bathroom, like, or whatever. And he's got a bottle and he's just videotaping him. He's like, yeah. And then you see him doing it and Puffy's behind him and he's like staring at him. Just weirdly, like creepy. And he's drinking and then he looks at him and he's just like, oh, yeah, I don't know what to do. Like, then they got, like, you've got, what's wild is it's so crazy that it's almost making us believe Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown is the guy who just says the most outrageous things. Basically what Cat Williams did for Shannon Sharp, Orlando Brown has been doing for podcasts for the last decade. And, saying that he's been with all of these dudes and he's done this. He's so wild now that he said that Shaq, Puffy, all these other ones, they have a flavor and he's tasted them before. And it's just wild. Again, I ain't worried about nail polish. I'm worried about what happened to him on the set of Disney Channel. Yeah. And Jaguar Wright, I don't even know who that bitch is. Like, she is just says some out. It's stuff like that they're so outlandish. You don't even just, okay, whatever. They just say whatever to try to get more things. Like they're not Chalky White. What's the Charleston White, but like Charleston White not as bad as them, which is crazy. But yeah, but long story short, he did something. He guilty. I don't know what he did. And for the people who are acting shocked that Carisha or whatever her name is, Young Miami and all these ladies, like I didn't know that they were like that. Man, that's what's the messed up part. It ain't the boys wearing nail polish. It ain't the boys doing all that other stuff. It's literally these girls basically saying that they're prostitutes for the person who has the most money.
I mean, they say it in the music.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but like they're acting shocked that she was paid by Puffy and 50 Cent. Now 50 Cent is hilarious. He called his baby mama a little sex worker. And I'm coming from my son. His youngest son, he had a baby by her. And it's like, they said it and now you're shocked. But all y'all was rapping saying that y'all want to do this. Yeah. And that's what we really need to be attacking. I mean, it's like the thing that goes on social media a lot. And it's like, what would you rather? Would you rather have a son a part of the community? Or would you rather have a daughter that was a train conductor? And that's what they ask a lot of guys. And like, basically, I don't know. Like that train conductor or part that's getting ran through, But again, a lot of y'all want to do this stuff. Y'all better go Google what them girls got to do to go to Dubai. That stuff. That's what. Okay, so Kyle, that's what I believe Puffy really is.
Yeah. 100%.
All Puffy is what them guys do over. The rumors of what them guys do over in Dubai, the sheiks and the ones with all that money. That's what Puffy probably met one of them, partied wild, thought it was crazy, and then wanted to do that over here. It's a kink that people get off on. Like the kink is people doing things for you that makes them uncomfortable, but they did it for you.
Yeah.
Like that's what some people get off on. You got to think Puffy been fucking at a high level since the late 80s, man. So like, I hope that I never get into that position. But like, Puffy is like one of them cats that just can't find something that he just like and just roll with that. He got to find something new and exciting. You know, he can't be like Russell Simmons that just likes to, you know. Well, anyways,
they did try to blow up Kid Cudi's car, according to Kid Cudi. That's
Puffy did. Oh, because he was messing with
that's what
his
Kid
baby
Cudi
mama.
said.
I don't, man. Listen, dog. Because again, you're not blowing up my car, and I know it, and you're not going to jail.
That's the part. Like y'all just
like Cassie.
after that.
Cassie is
Living
no
normally.
saint. Cassie ain't no saint. Cassie went for the bag.
Yeah, thank you.
Like
to say, but it's true.
it's the truth. Like now she didn't. Nah, she sued properly.
Exactly.
She sued the businesses, and then knowing that they had, and each one knowing she was together with them, and that she had to sign on as an employee, she was able to hit each one of them businesses for the $1 million insurance policy. Smart lawyering was not done to clear any kind of conscience. Like, lie to your pastors. Cassie's just as bad as them 5 girls that was calling whoever that boy was in the beginning of this, that we did in the beginning of this show, man. Like, your aggressive loose booty ass was not trying to get Puffy out of here. You was just trying to get a bag on the way out. So again, as we move back to the NFL, more housekeeping, please. All those guys that are watching, can you scroll over the eyeball so we can see? We see y'all. We know what you're doing. Scoot over a little more. 215 people. I need what y'all to do. What I need y'all to do from Big Game James and my 41 from Sports Den Live. Like, just open up a fucking YouTube thing and just click the like button. Then you can go back to what you was doing. But anyways, because I'm trying to get like Cassie without having to do all the wild shit. Just say some wild shit, and then maybe y'all will help me out. By the way, I hope he's still not listening. Trey and Kai say some wild shit. Like, people ask me, like, nah, that's probably you saying that. Nah, it's not. Not at all. Trey really did tell his uncle about why he not going to Kentucky and why he don't want to mess with Deion in Colorado. And it was hilarious. Meanwhile, Kai talking about cutting people, and I'm like, hey, listen, you're 5. You ain't cutting. You're not cutting nothing, brother.
One day they're going to realize that they've had it so much better than, like, they never even got into a fight yet, right?
Trey did.
Oh, Trey has. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't think Kai has. But going into this, I was in tons of trouble. We liked the fight. We made my kindergarten teacher retire. It was her first year teaching. She said, if this is what these badass kids is doing, I don't want no parts of that. Oh, Lord. We got another Kyle. So Diddy just thought, and
a hole is a hole.
A hole is a hole. A hole is a hole.
Actually, he just has varying tastes. Sometimes he wants cutty holes.
You got to get yours. I got to get mine. You got to get yours. Dude, they took, it's, again, attention. Lil Nas X is the king of attention.
Yeah, he's good at what he does.
And when they said he was all that Fruit Loop stuff, so he's like, okay, you mad I did this, and you gave me all this, and I got the clicks, right? Cool. I'm going to make another hot song that your kids are going to like called Industry Baby. Yeah. And then I'm going to put in that video all the things that you said that you're afraid that I'm going to actually teach your kids in the song. I'm going to actually do this. You know what I did? The Industry Baby is a hell of a song. I told you long ago on the road, I got what you waiting for. And then that video, I looked at the video. I looked at it. I said, hey, don't watch it. I looked at it and I said, okay, What we're not going to do is we're not going to watch that. We're not going to watch that video. The video has him in a jail wearing a pink jumpsuit. All the things that they joke about in jail, like you got to hold somebody's pocket.
Oh, Lord.
He got 2 men holding his pocket. He got all this stuff going. So I say that to say they took the video and voice-overed it with Puffy on Big Papa. Dude, and with Puffy's face on it. Tell your friends to get with my friend. He told y'all this in 94.
Yeah.
Tell your friends to get with my friends. And maybe we can be friends. All right? Is that all right with you? Yeah. Keep banging. And take that. And it's just a whole bunch of stuff, man. It's like that's what we think. That's what we hope. I mean, you never know.
Take that.
That's the other problem too, man. Like I'm not again. If something happened to you bad, man, that stinks. But like, dog, if it happened in the 90s, bro, I don't remember stuff that happened 10 days ago, let alone things like that. And Puffy probably has between now that we know he's open between men and women, he's probably past Wilt Chamberlain numbers.
Yeah.
But yeah, Puffy definitely did. J-Lo's a terrible person, man. J-Lo got more rings than LeBron.
And her movie's garbage.
She got a new movie that came out?
Yeah.
I didn't even know she was still acting.
And a documentary about making the movie.
Why do I want to see? That's again another thing. When I say the booties is out of control these days, J-Lo ass was like rapped about. And now you go look at it and it's just, it ain't nothing, man. J-Lo's so annoying that have anybody ever seen pictures of Ben Affleck lately?
He's in the movie and he doesn't look happy to be in it.
Every place he goes, he is sick of her shit. Man, I ain't never seen somebody like never be happy to open the door for their old lady. He's like, oh, you're here still. I see why they all got rid of you. He's like,
movie, he seems just like
I remember. He's like, I remember why I didn't like you. J-Lo is, in fact, J-Lo is with Puffy. Puffy gave J-Lo her whole career in music. Like, got her to start, because that's what they do. Mariah Carey, all them cats. That's why I'm very, Jamie Foxx said, he's like, I'm mad at you. You said that I couldn't sing. He's like, you can't sing. He's like, don't give me with that. Everybody know you as J-Lo now, but I remember you on In Living Color. You was just, hey ho. But like, you know, Puffy gave her, like, put her into that whole music industry because Puffy was hot. And then she left as soon as the bullets fly. If you can't be down with me when just because a couple shots flew in the club, and I saw something where she's like, yeah, I'm really from the Bronx and right here. And then somebody was like, man, that's the safest part of the Bronx that you could be from. Again, I'll never understand it. I never understand it. I don't ever want to over exaggerate. I do have some wild stories from growing up. I never want to over exaggerate those things to make it seem like it was more fun than what it was. We did have a good time, but it was very dangerous. I want no parts of ever. As I tell people, if the hood was as fun as they rap about, why don't any of them live there still?
Yeah.
They don't even visit. There's only one person, like them O Block cats, for whatever reason, don't want to leave O Block. I'd have been.
Yeah,
I don't even want to know what O Block is. Like, I don't want to go there. Don't want to drive by it. As much as I joked with Jared Verse, I may do that because I do know a couple people still in some of those places. I really don't want to drive through the hoods of Tallahassee to have to prove how tough somebody is or not. I'm cool with that. I'm completely all right. We go in the daytime. Go hand out some book bags to some kids, like I always do, and just be like, hey, like, why you don't ever do a letter, bitch? I am not hanging out in Holden Street when it gets dark. I ain't going to the east side of Jacksonville when it gets dark. I have no intention of proving how tough I am right now when I haven't been in that life in quite some time. I love the luxuries. There's a comedian that did a video where the kid said, you rich, you grew up with all that money and you ain't never had to struggle for nothing. He's like, that's why you spoiled. He's like, you mad at me because my parents made good financial decisions? He's like, He's just going on and on. He's like, you need to be humble. He's like, I ain't even come to you and say nothing to you. You came to me with all that shit. He's like, you sound like a motherfucker who done struggled their whole life. That's not, he said, you need to learn how, you got to have this, some humility. He said, that sounds like some shit that a motherfucker who done struggled their whole life would say. And I was like, it's funny. I tell him, I want them, man, listen, don't ever come out and say you'll be proud of where you're from, because you can't help. You can't help what zip code you're born in, but you can help if you're a dick or not. Hurley Rush, shout out to Saxon Street. That's somebody who kind of knows Tallahassee a little bit. But yeah, so going back to the NFL, now that Kyle derailed us, the NFL loves to talk about safety. That's what they're doing the hip drop rule for. But then they do things like, we're going to add another game. We want to add an 18th game. We want to add this. We want to do this. And Roger Goodell, we're going to need that. I'm going to end that one too. We'll go to the next one. Don't need that no more. I'm completely content with it, because at the end of the day, it is not my body. Go to Tom Pelissero. Yeah, it's not my body. But Roger Goodell, speaking on NFL Network, downplayed the health and safety concerns about playing 2 Christmas games, and Christmas is on a Wednesday this year, guys. Go ahead and put your planning in, because I know you didn't realize this. You're not getting shit accomplished the last 2 weeks of the year. Christmas is on a Wednesday, so that means that New Year's is on a Wednesday. So just go on and say, like, hey, whatever. Roger Goodell said downplayed the health and safety concerns about 2 Christmas games on a Wednesday. Noted rest is the same, because I guess those teams will play on a Saturday to Wednesday, as it is a Sunday to Thursday, without really looking at what the problem is. The problem is you shouldn't be playing a game on Thursday after you played on Sunday either. Like, you should have a few days to like chill out. In fact, Tuesday is the NFL scheduled day off. Like, so like you can play, like you play a Sunday game and then you play Thursday the next week, which they have to give you. They have to get, well, Sunday, the next Monday, they'll give you like you got to come check in, get your rehab, do some film study. Tuesday, they have to give you off. And that means you travel on Wednesday to play a game on Thursday, meaning you have absolutely no time to prepare or recover. It won't be a regular thing. It will be when Christmas falls on a Wednesday. That is what Roger Goodell had to say to the people with their concerns over the NFL playing games on Wednesday. The NFL plans to play on Christmas Day again in 2024. That was the whole thing. This is a reversal of the league's previous stance, because the Christmas Day games draw massive TV ratings. Again, I thought y'all were boycotting the NFL, man. I thought we were mad at Kaepernick, both the blacks and the whites. I thought we were all mad about it. I thought we were mad at the 4-5 called them sons of bitches when they were over there. Like, I thought we were really upset. The NFL, also in an effort to create safety, is changing the kickoff rules this year. The NFL has approved the XFL kickoff rule. You get a lot more kickoff returns, and the data has shown almost no injuries. For the XFL hasn't been around that long, but so if you click on the next thing, you can see the diagram. The owners approved it, and it's just for this season. They'll look at it on the next season, be the one after that. Yep, you can click on that diagram. So people, you can go look at that, and they have the different zones. After years of tweaks turned one of the game's most exciting moments into a dead ceremonial play, the league hopes the overhaul will yield what it wants: fewer injuries and more returns. Right now, NFL kickers are just kicking the ball out of the back of the end zone, and people are not returning the kicks like they normally do. Right here, basically, the kicker will still be at the 35-yard line where they normally are. The kickoff team will set up on the 40. They have to watch the ball get kicked over, and there's like a dead man's land of 5 yards, and where the kickoff team is lined up on the 30 with 2 guys inside the landing zone, which is the 20 to the goal line, and then the red area is basically the end zone. So if you kick it out of the back of the end zone, the offense gets the ball on their 35. If you kick it in the landing zone, which is where they want you to kick it, that's when the returns will happen. Maybe they'll get guys like Leon Washington coming back out. Not Leon won't play, but like you'll get more exciting things happening. And so I think we got video of it happening in the XFL. Oh, so the beauty, like I said, the beauty of the incentive-based rule design is that they'll be punished for doing so with the offense starting at the 35 line. Kickers will be incentivized to try and quick kick it into the landing zone and try to force bobbles, muffs to pin returning teams inside the 20. So you'll see a lot of high kicks. Again, and the reason why they're saying there'll be less injuries, you don't have guys. When I played, they used to be able to make wedges. So you would run back and you would get like a line of 4 guys that would get really close to each other, and those 4 guys will move in unison to just try to clear people out. But on the defense, they had this thing called wedge busters. So literally, your job was to run down there kamikaze style and just try to take out as many offensive guys as you can. And there was a lot of concussions. A lot of people did some really, really wild things that didn't help. Yeah, the NFL is doing a bait and switch. They openly discuss player safety while asking for more 18 game set schedule, more Thursday night football games, less downtime. It appears like they're literally going to and they're going to incentivize the players with more money, which is why I always joke with people and say, let's just stop lying about this and just give me my bread and I'll worry about my health and safety down the road. NFL says this is for safety while also pushing the 18th game, inconsistent concussion protocols, keeping field turf, and players complaining about all these different things, and they say, okay, we'll take away something that you never asked to take away from. If you go to the Bleacher Report one, Miles, we actually have a video of what the thing, yeah, right here. So this is the watch, they're gonna do something like take my shit, but like you guys get to watch it. Make sure it's just no audio, maybe that'll help us. And maybe slow it down a little bit to 2.25. So as you can see, XFL has a guy on the 30. He kicks it. You see the guys lined up on the 35. The kickoff team lined up on the 30. They've got one person back catching it. The ball looks like it's going to land right inside the 5. And I guess nobody gets to go until he catches the ball. So now he caught the ball. Everybody's firing off. Yeah, you don't have time to wedge. Like, you got to pick your guy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, there's nothing exciting about that to me right there. But I mean, I'm sure teams will figure out what they want to do. Personally, you can keep that. Like, that's one less thing I really need. Also, the replay assistant will now be allowed to correct certain types of incorrect calls on the field for roughing the passer and intentional grounding. NFL has approved giving a team a third challenge if they get one of their first 2 correct. Like, all that means is that we're basically going to have 5-hour fucking football games. This one's funny right here. FanDuel Sports, if you got that one, with teams having to actually block, like have to tackle Derrick Henry straight up. This might have right here extended Derrick Henry's career for another 10 years. The Baltimore Ravens, this right now, book it. Put the Baltimore Ravens in for the Super Bowl, and if you want to see, like, if you can see, this is Derrick Henry with the defense right here, because you can only hit him up front. that stiff arm is hilarious, man. All the way down. He's done that already without the rules, so like it's gonna be even crazier with that. Here's what the NFL is saying, their video montage of the hip drop rule, so you guys can see. I showed you what it would look like, which again is clear penalty with DK Metcalf, but this is what they're saying they're trying to avoid, which to me, this is just a game. And getting the guy down, that's the runner not wanting to come down. That one was a little bit more of how the game goes. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. That's like, you're trying to stop somebody from going, like, that's not even a bad. I don't really, those aren't dangerous. That's yeah. You can't just like Now that one was a little bit more scary, but like most of them, you're trying to stop somebody from going. It's the whole thing. What happens when an immovable, unstoppable force meets an immovable object? That's basically what happened. Like somebody's going like this. You want to stop injuries? Don't play football. That's the easiest way to stop injuries. But NFL, no fun league, not for long, all these different things, but whatever. No horse collar, no duck in the head, no hip drop, no slamming, big hits, like defenseless receivers. Man, just go ahead and just make this what we make the Pro Bowl. Two-hand touch football. What's going to happen is eventually we're going to all get tired of watching this shit, and then the NFL is going to go revert back to factory settings. And then it's going to be so dangerous that nobody wants to see this. But now I'll go back to the Good Morning Football, the one with Brandon Fisk. FSU in the draft is the talked about thing. We told you guys about when we were at like that one eventually. When we were at the combine, the guys did so well that everybody said maybe FSU got screwed. And nobody's hotter than Fisk right now. Fisk is cool. Trey again. Every time I talk to him, I'm like, man, this is like Bubba Sparks right here. But let's go ahead and just play this. He's hotter than fish grease.
Let's talk about it. We just saw your 40. It's incredible. You cooked it. You had one of the fastest times your position group. Mm-hmm. What's the adrenaline like? What's the moment like when you put that hand down? It's time.
It's crazy, especially because how quiet it is in there. Like you go in there and like you looking around. I mean, there's so many people in the room.
Push pause real quick. I gotta pick on my guy real quick. I know he's been living his life. Look at that. Make sure them. Yeah, that's wild. I was going to talk about the cold sore in his mouth, man. Make sure. Make sure you get.
Damn.
You get lucky, man. At least you get some, bro. But just I'm you know what? I'm going to say that he didn't get some bad guap. He's been going from cold climate to hot climate. I think skin's been break. It was very dry in Indianapolis. Like maybe that was going on, and he just didn't have the chat. Like I got you, dog. But I'm gonna say this: kudos. Are they gonna if he balls out? Are we gonna call this the Fisk? Is the Fisk fade? Or like is he gonna take the Travis Kelce route? Are we gonna allow him to Columbus? The fade? I don't know, but he looks like little Bubble Sparks. But go ahead, push play. My bad.
You looking around. I mean, there's so many people in the room, but it's so quiet at the same time, and then kind of just that feeling of like you anticipate getting up to that line, and you finally look down that strip for the first time, and like it's all or nothing, and it's like kind of everything you prepare for that moment. But no, it's definitely surreal, especially just because the guy that's right to your left has got the time relay, and you're kind of relying on him to make sure you get right. But yeah, once you get that 10-yard split going, it's over. Like you got locked in.
I have a take over the years that even the guys who run the fastest 40s are always mad that they should have run faster.
Oh yeah,
you ran a great 40.
I was cool.
Really?
We're good.
Did you exactly know you were going to run that type of time?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Was that the best time that you ever run?
It was pretty 4.75 or the official was 4.75, so that was like fast I ever ran. Like in our little mock combines leading up to it, like we knew we were peaking to that point.
Yeah.
Even going through my warm-ups, before I ran the 40, I was like, all right, we're feeling good. I'm looking up, my trainer sitting up in the stands. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna roll.
Yeah. And if people are saying 4.7, look how big this guy is. Are you kidding me? This guy will eat you. It's awesome. You should be proud, man.
No, thank you.
You described how quiet it was in there, and it's like this big cavernous sort of thing when the stands aren't filled. But here's what's even cooler for you. You're from Indy. Mm-hmm. You had your family there. How much better did that make the experience? They're sitting there watching you at the combine take another step towards achieving these NFL dreams.
Yeah, no, and I mean that whole experience is super cool because not just my family, but like old coaches, friends got to come down, and it's like the whole combination of it all. And like I grew up a big Colts fan, so like just walking like into the stadium and seeing Lucas Oil was like super surreal for me.
All right.
Like even
so
after
from that town,
we ran, my family got to come down the field, watch me do it.
Indianapolis is one of those sneaky black places. Like you don't realize, I didn't realize it until Shannon Sharp was talking about Mike Epps, and then Mike Epps was like, and his people had to tell him like, "Hey man, get it twisted now. Mike Epps is like that guy, like in Naptown. So, but like when we went there, like the cigar lounges, a lot of it's a ton. It's like a whole. Again, this is again. If you listen, for those who are people who refuse to come to YouTube because they're afraid of comment and shit, like this is just how we talk. It's not anything wrong with not being from a black area or any of that shit. I just think it's dope. I like my people. I like being dope, but I also like a whole bunch. I am a cultural guy. I love different cultures. I literally, one of my son's godfathers is white, and his job is to help us do that Hallmark Channel shit. I need to do that white people shit. It helps. I thought Hallmark was literally telling me how white people live, how the other side live. Like I wanted to chop trees, start fires, and do all kinds of shit. But knowing this about him, it explains a lot of stuff. But NFL is enamored with FSU right now. FSU, Matt Miller from ESPN, this guy is out of control. I'll tell you that much. But he put that 11 Seminoles will be drafted. I'm going 8 to 10. But Matt Miller released a 7-round mock draft that features 11 Seminoles hearing their names called throughout the 3-day affair. It would be FSU's highest total since 2015. He has Jared Verse going to the Rams. Going back, trying to see if it tells me all these things in the article. No, it definitely doesn't. But he just has, damn, they didn't even link the goddamn article. Here, let me see. I just want to know what 11 Knowles he has. I ain't going 257 picks. And they hit me with the bullshit ass ESPN pay thing. But for that to happen, I would have to assume it's Jared Verse. That's 1. Keon 2. Fisk 3. Jerrion Jones, Nardo Green, Kalen DeLoach, J Trav. I think J Trav will get drafted. Trey Benson. I think Akeem Dent did enough in his pro day to get drafted. I'm going dead right now. I know I'm missing some cats. Johnny Wilson. That's 10. I said Keon. Oh, and then Jaheim Bell. So I mean, I can see it, man. Damn, maybe 11 can get drafted. That's a lot. I do believe that every senior has enough on tape to be able to go get a cup of coffee in a training camp. I do believe Meach will. I don't think he's getting drafted, but I do believe he'll be somewhere. Reddick has enough to at least be able to be a camp body. I do believe Tatum Bethune will get a quick combine invite. Fabo will get a quick combine invite. Fabo could also get drafted. I just think Fabo's had a lot of injuries, but those are all guys. I see all of those guys being in somebody's mini camp when it's all said and done. And the craziest thing is that a lot of those guys are going to be it's going to be a lot of guys drafted next year. But if you can go find the Malik Neighbors video. So here's the wildest thing that's happening in all of this, right? Malik Neighbors and the other wide receiver from LSU are climbing up the charts. Everybody is hyping them. They love them, rightfully so. They are really good. I want to reiterate, really good. If only, and they're talking about how they dominated the 2023 season. If only there was some film of somebody stopping them, even if it was like a little video clip. Like, if only they get like one team shut them down. I don't know. It would be a really cool thing to see. And somebody did. Renardo Green put that man in handcuffs to use a Kyle Pickett. He did it to him. He did it. That might be my news. That might be a new football phrase. Like you're like, no, nobody's saying no homo now, right? But like, when a grown man is being denied his will in a football game. I'm just gonna say that man had him in the P. Diddy mansion. He was Diddy partying. But Bernardo Green and Jerry and Jones literally had this guy in football hell and would not let him out. It's wild. And what's crazy about it is, actually, if you click on that, Miles, I think I might have a video. Yeah, actually, click on the actual thing and then scroll down, because this is great. And Renardo actually tweeted this, and LSU fans were like mad at him for being successful. Scroll down. Keep on. Right there. So like blow that up, because I want people to see nobody's talking about him. They're all talking about the guy on the ground. Like, if the guy on the ground is ascending, why isn't the guy? So for those who don't know and you're listening, I like to break this stuff down to you. A lot of people don't know ball. That's never a good situation. Yeah. Again, to quote Jamie Foxx with the club punch, he's like, he's on the ground. He's like, I come over, bam. He's on the ground. I'm out the door. He's trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. He basically club punched neighbors, but in the football terms. Pick, turnover, whatever you want to call it. Don't remember exactly what happened. Don't even really remember it happening. I just know that the LSU versus Florida State game was not close at all. That's with us having such a bad offensive performance and so many drops. This is supposed to be one of the fastest teams in the SEC. Number 8 tormented SEC defenses, including Alabama. But people think that Florida State could not compete in the SEC. Yet it just means more. That's why he's taking a sit, just like my like pre-K kids would take. All I'm saying is this. If the guys that ended up opting out because they were denied their right to play the national championship game would have played, that game would have been completely different. That's all I got to say. But shout out to Nardo Green. Love that boy. Love Jerry and Jones. They're so fun. Those guys are so fun to be around. Getting into, again, FSU would do this again. It's such the Big Three Twitter. Y'all got to chill out on this. And my FSU fan, my Miami fan, shout out to Bobby, shout out to Luke. Love y'all to death. Everybody else, man, can I just state this? Stop trolling losers, or troll real ball. FSU's new quarterback, DJU, looked good. And if you want to know about FSU spring ball practices, I do a scrimmage recap. Go check that out. They're off this weekend for Easter. Our coach cares about his players' religion. Everybody else is practicing like Jesus didn't die yesterday and rose on the third day. He even had one of them. He didn't just have a Baptist preacher. He had a Catholic guy coming out of there to make sure that they talked about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit or whatever. And it also made me think about South Park. South Park has like a Easter episode where they call it the Illuminati. And it's like how the Pope was really a rabbit, and that's why the Pope wears the things. It's just it's so silly. It's so because what the funny part about South Park is that they don't really add jokes into it. They just kind of just read what people really say and then kind of adjust off of that. But anyways, bad trolling. I like to give people credit for being stupid. And a lot of people get paid because they get monetized on YouTube. So he's got 99.8 thousand views. I hope that gets him like a Snickers Crunch bar or whatever it comes out to. But he put FSU's QB, DJU, is overweight. It's 255 pounds. It's not ideal playing weight for a quarterback. I love when people talk about elite athletes and being overweight. I'm not going to pick on this guy. I'm just going to say, based on his profile picture, he don't look like he can chase down a 255-pound quarterback, which is cool. I can't do it either, but there are pictures of me where I was sexy as fuck. So I don't know if they're pictures of him doing anything. I just assume that if you're a Florida Gator fan and you didn't play for Florida, you suck. I tell a lot of people there's as much energy as y'all put into trolling. If you just apply that to your life, you probably could have played for your favorite team. That's just my opinion as a guy who played for his favorite team. I wish more for y'all sometimes, but I know it doesn't get taken the right way because I see I'm still getting attacked by the Nilla Wafer crew, by the dollar store cookies. I just want more for you. If you like dollar store cookies, if you like Mad Dog 2020 and Cisco, there's nothing wrong with that. I just want more for you in your adult age. Like, grow up. Like, the trolling shit, grow the fuck up. Like, there's a dude with little long ass ear. Like, if I wanted to tell him, like, if he would apply himself more, he could buy some real AirPods and not have them dollar store ones. You know, the AirPods that come all the way down your jawline. Like, that man look like he got satellites. But anyways, the irony in this, and if you can put what S. Carter puts, is a Florida fan talking about a fat quarterback. When they literally, in diet plans, when they literally have a defensive tackle who is on a diet restriction but gained 50 pounds. Like, do you know how hard it, like, you are literally in a situation where if you're a Division I athlete, you are burning between 5,000 and 7,000 pounds, calories, a day. It's harder to gain weight, like, especially when you're that big, unless you're not doing the push. Like, the only thing you need to do is push-aways. But he's doing pulls. He's getting seconds and thirds and fourths. He's enjoying that shit. There's nothing he can do safely. I think we may have a picture of him, but we'll get to that. I'm not here to pick on that kid. But the funny thing is that somebody put Tim Tebow was 6'3", 240. Like, all right, so the whole thing is, before we even click on that, Miles, click on the quote tweet. Because Duval Noel put Tebow was 245 pounds and shorter than DJ. My bad, not that one, the next. Yeah, that one. Not click on what the guy again. I like to give people credit for being stupid. Nick Myers at Nick Myers __ put Tebow was 235 and 6'3". DJ is 255 at 6'4". And this is where where trolling is stupid. Google is free, is what this young man said. Which I would never tell anybody to Google stuff because you don't know where they're going to go. But somebody Googled, right? They Googled the roster for the University of Florida. So if you push back on that, Miles, what was Tim Tebow's weight at the University of Florida? 6'3", 245 pounds. He's an inch shorter, 10 pounds lighter. So 245 is the picture of health. 255 in the spring isn't. Again, is it Uchi Wally Wally or is it one Mike? You got to pick what you want because at the end of the day, it's stupid. Even dumber, somebody comes in there and stays, I know we're comparing them to weight, but why is DJU being brought up in the same sentence as, I think, if you go down to this Boo, delusional Gator. He's very delusional. But he puts, I know we're talking about size, but why are Tim Tebow and DJU being mentioned in the same thread? Because we're talking about fucking size. Yeah. Like, what don't you understand? Again, trolling brings us down to our most, like, our purest level of ignorance. Now, if you go down to the next thing, the next clip, Miles, is where we get a chance to see the picture of the of what Florida strength and conditioning program looks like. Because they're picking on us because of Florida State's fans bragging about the strength and conditioning program. Now, we've talked about this young man a year ago. And everybody got mad at us. He's gotten fatter. I got a whole post, people mad at me, and said he built like a single... Exactly, that's where I'm going. He's built like a single black female mother who don't need a man for shit. Like, all the women that you see talking the most shit about, I don't need no man, I got my children. They built like that. Big ass, gut, big with the pinchable fat on the pinchable arms, which ain't nothing wrong with that. That's where the recipes is at. Guys, you want to attract that big, man, go over there and just read that little elbow flap they got, and just pinch that. Boom, squeeze, beep. That dude got that elbow flap. He was raised by we were watching. Miles, you didn't splurge with us when we watched the Snoop Dogg documentary, the Snoop Dogg thing, right?
Nah.
There's a fat motherfucker on this. Like that kid actually got his life together. He's built like a mama that just feeds her boy. She's mad that the man walked out in her life, and so she's gonna spoil him. He's soft as shit. He's fat, and they keep feeding him, and he needs a strong, positive male role model in his life. This is why Richie Leonard left this bullshit. Richie then left Florida, came to Florida State, and is flourishing. He got positive male role models in his life, working them out, training them, and saying, "No, Richie, you cannot have the smothered fried chicken today. You cannot have 4 helpings of mashed potatoes. You must eat something green." That boy don't even eat green candy. He don't like sour. He refuses to eat sour apple blow pops because it has apple in it. All I'm saying is he's probably a great person. He's probably going to be a hell of a chef one day. He's probably not going to be on this earth for longer. But when you come and you're talking about a quarterback that is fucking Samoan. I don't know I have never seen a small Samoan. His brother's a Division I defensive end. Meanwhile, what's the fat comedian that's always a hater? That played, he was yeah, he's the one who played Big Worm. He played Santa Claus in this movie and was so fat. It was so nasty how fat he was. It's Von, Faison.
Faison Love.
You over here talking about this when you got Faison Love fat ass at D tackle, looking like the replacements.
It looks like Bugs Bunny or Tom and Jerry had the black lady in the cartoon.
That's he do look like the cartoons were so hella racist.
Wow,
this cartoon's so hella racist. He is Miles. Did you say that he is Mammy? He is Mrs. But y'all over here talking about us when you got Mrs. Butterworth's son. How dare you talk about our quarterback? Boy out here sweating gravy. Like all the old fat, I know this. This ain't hurting him. Before y'all get in these comments and y'all say I shouldn't be talking about him, I know he got strong and high self-esteem. You know how I know? All the best fat jokes come from fat people. Yeah. The offensive line room and the defensive line room got the best fat jokes I've ever heard in my life. And it's like the pot calling the kettle black. This boy was the twins in Nutty Professor. Hercules. And you talking about our quarterback when you got this on your roster, dog?
Or the Jim Carrey son, you remember the movie?
Yeah, that's what them. Like everybody loves Irene, right? Or Me, Myself, and Irene, or whatever it was. Like you got some nerve, man. This is why trolling is stupid. So this is what happens to men. This is what happens to people on social media every day, right? So somebody will go in there and say, hey, they'll say somebody who's actually pretty decent looking. They'll say they're ugly. The next thing you know, somebody takes them, looks through that person's whole social media. They find out, or they be like, man, I hate fat girls. Then they find out that their mom and their aunties together are about 2,000 pounds. They 2 tons of fun. It's like you over here talking about one person, and now all of a sudden, now this kid got to get singled out because he's fat and he's 465 motherfucking pounds. Name me the D1, and then this person gonna say, and this is the comeback. We'll revisit this when he destroys DJ at Doak. And the Seminole KJ, this motherfucker right here, this dude said he gonna eat him.
Of course. I knew that was coming. Okay, you can't say that. You're recognizable.
Yeah. Only thing that dude destroys is Whataburger. Only thing he destroyed at Doak is the toilet. After Thanksgiving, you think he finna do something after? That's his favorite holiday. He can't tell you one story about the Pilgrims, but he can damn sure tell you about some peach cobbler or some sweet potato pie.
That's a trouble. Like this guy is so, I just can't.
Like you got to put the Trump. You got to put the Trump. Like I don't know what Trump was doing it, but it looked like he was saying thick. He was like. No, I don't. He should not be this big. He knows he shouldn't be this big. It is not safe for him. Like, I remember telling us about what you gonna do when you play Florida. If we play Florida and he's in there, we're running hurry up and we running nothing but stretch. Stretch right, stretch left, stretch right, stretch left. Your fat ass is moving. And if we're gonna make them take you off the field. And if they try to take you off the field, we know your fat ass ain't getting off quick.
He's gonna be in playing shape after playing FSU.
Motherfucker can't even use like I wouldn't even. He got this is cool. I ain't really got no problem with that. I think most people should. I learned this from COVID. Take a good shit. You gotta go take a shower. But you ain't got nothing to do. But this man can't use no man. You know what the regular toilet paper going? Man, the regular toilet paper ain't doing shit for him.
I can't even imagine. He gotta stick his hand so far.
Man, he need a whole washcloth. Just wet the wash, couple of them bad boys. That's okay, man. It's not even supposed to be about him, but again, you see how trolling is mean-spirited and is dumb. It brings it out of us. He should not have to be the subject of this. But you call one of our guys fat, and then when you got that on your roster, come on, man. He can't even reach around, man. Boy, to the woman, like I was reading something on Facebook, and they were talking about the guy was saying D1 athletes myths for the D1 athletes, right? And they were like, they think don't think you're gonna get all the girls. The frat boys get all the girls. Don't think you're gonna get this. And I was like, I can't attest to this. This isn't true for I don't know what school he went to, but this isn't true for Florida State. Like they wanted us. Like maybe at FAM, the frat guys got a little bit more, and then they were like, you can't even go to the frat parties. Well, we went to wherever we wanted to go because we were rambunctious. I've seen I have some ugly ass teammates. Great guys, ugly ass teammates that had their pick of women. God bless whoever's daughter is with this young man right here. I'm going to tell you what he got to do. He got to go to a Diddy party. He's at Florida anyway. So they ain't a little interesting, man. You had Chico, who was a gay a gay assassin. They're talking about him now when Aaron Hernandez was at the Patriots, and they're just saying like he was crazy, but Chico was wild, man. So we know Chico was there. Chico roommate with Tim Tebow, who allegedly didn't have sex until he got married at about 29. But I just think Tebow's a little interested, but a little sassy, if you will. I don't even. What's a full? Luke, you using man? Luke, hey man. So Luke, because you use the word that I don't understand. I'm gonna take that as disrespect. I'm gonna need you to. Cause I don't know what ambulatory. Like, does he need a full ambulance? Is that what that means? Oh, okay. You're right. Can he? I don't, man. Not well. His locker smells horrendous.
Oh Lord.
So what they do is, in locker rooms. Again, this is some game for y'all. I'm letting y'all know. I'm giving you a peek inside. So all your gear, so all that right there, right? That's game gear, right? You take your jersey, go ahead and take your jersey out, boom, throw it down. Take your game pants off, and those are like them two pairs of pants sewn together. And you boom, throw them things on the ground. Your t-shirt, your jock, your socks. You wear tights. If you wear sliders, they're making boys wear sliders now, so they have the built-in thigh pads, butt pads, and stuff like that because people were cheating it. I being one of them. And you put them on a hook, right? Like they got a little ring thing that you connect together, and you got to throw them in there. And the only thing I can think about is if y'all remember again, going back to Friday, right? When Smokey broke into the house to go steal the money from Debo when he was laid up with Felicia, and he picked up the underwear, and the underwear just like that's all I could think of, man. But anyways, going on to the next thing. So y'all roasting our guy, so we have to roast your guy. But it wasn't just Florida fans. Miami fans are happy with their petite quarterback, and Cam is going to be fine. But before we even get into that, they said that you click on that one first, I think. Yeah. So this is what, UF fan put, considering most of the best offensive tackles are 6'5", 250 when they retire from ball. He should have put on weight and moved to his natural position. So he's basically, somebody is suggesting that our starting quarterback, more than likely DJU, is nothing more than a glorified left tackle. They're saying he's Jared Lorenzen. Jared Lorenzen was a quarterback at the University of Kentucky. He was a legend. He was a fat ass mofo, but he was a badass fat ass mofo. So if only there was a video of this left tackle competing against the University of Miami. It's like, do we have AI? Can we use CGI? Can we make this video somehow magically appear? I wonder if the fat ass left tackle would dominate or look good against the University of Miami. I don't know. Are y'all curious about it? I'm curious about this. I would love to see what this looks like. And what we did was we had the good folks in Den Media go create a what if scenario with the NCAA 2025 game coming out. We just put a situation of what would DJU look like against the University of Miami. And we want you guys to watch this and enjoy. This is what a left tackle looks like.
Ooh.
It's a swift one. That's a touchdown in America. Okay, big game. Left tackles is shifty. Oh my, damn. Left tackle a little cold. That guy wanted no smoke. That's a hip drop tackle. That's a penalty now. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Damn, that's a swift left tackle. I think it's back at the beginning now. It's like you probably shouldn't talk shit if there's actual, documents that people have of you, like getting your ass whooped by somebody. But again, like the cool thing is that, I know that's what the troll culture is like. And I understand you just have to say what if, but like all you're doing is creating bookmarks to where if that fat ass quarterback beats the fuck out of you, everybody's going like, now you have another excuse.
How much was Dante Colcutt?
260.
Yeah, he was a beast.
Donovan McNabb, 250.
Yeah.
A lot of quarterbacks, 250. Anthony Richardson right now, 255. It's almost like if you're 6'4", you don't want to be petite.
Right.
Ironically, Jaden Daniels is 6'4", 210, and they're saying he's undersized. What it comes down to is it's hatred. You got to get that hate up out your heart, man. It's not good for you, man. It causes indigestion. And again, we're all offline. None of us need to be the pictures of health. I just want y'all to stop the bad trolling. Damn, we'll go into this other stuff on Monday's show. Did not realize we were having fun BS with you guys. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Hold on. So Luke put up a good point. Luke put up a really good point that none of those guys are on the team anymore. But you still don't have depth in the secondary. You've got a safety that actually looks like he's pretty good. That doesn't mind coming up and banging. Actually, if you go to Saturday's show again, Miles, and just click on this look, because I saw this. Not those. I looked at the UM Spring. I saw this and I liked it. There's still some things that he needs to work on. You got to wrap up. But I can promise you this right here. He's going to have to play because you don't have depth in the secondary. And I'm going to just show you, we can all imagine what happens when 250 meets like you ain't gonna be able to just throw no shoulder in that motherfucker right there. You're gonna have to get on. That's a full meal right there. But I like the aggressiveness.
Ooh, yeah.
I like the aggressiveness though. It was solid pop, but it ain't. It's a lot. Again, funny thing is, Greg Jones was 265. Greg Jones was 265 when I blocked for him at fullback. That was a big motherfucker right there. It's a situation where you still have a young defense and there's a lot of complaints about guys, but I think everybody's getting better. I'm not going to be one of those guys that 25 rushing yards on the year or against Miami. Oh, against Miami. He did put against Miami. I don't think he's going to have to run. I personally think with Malik Benson and the way that he throws that motherfucking ball, your safeties are going to have to drop back, and you're going to have to they're going to force y'all to play man coverage and get out of that zone. And you just don't have Miami doesn't have the depth right now at any of their secondary positions to be able to consistently compete with that. But I do know Miami does have a good offensive line. I think they should be a little bit. I don't know if they have the wide receivers yet, but they should be much improved. And with all that being said, it should be a good game. It's not going to be. It's not going to be a. I don't see a blowout. I see a good win. But the crazy part is just that I just personally think the trolling. We got to get back to football, man. Let's just get back to talking about football and ball the way it should be. And at the end of the day, much respect to what I think Miami's going to hit 8-9 wins this year, if I remember correctly. Florida, there's no way. I'm actually putting. I want to say 4 wins, but then I feel like I'm trolling because I don't know if that schedule's tough though, man. Yeah, that schedule's tough. If they don't beat Miami, UCF is going to be tough. They may only have the FCS school. That's the only guaranteed win, man. For Florida, but even in all of that, I think I can say with a good conscience that DJ Lagway looks good. I think the problem with a lot of you guys is that it goes back to what we're talking about the young guys. Everybody's talking about the homosexual stuff and they're talking about all these other different things. And at a certain point, you just got to be, if it's of no concern to you, then don't talk about it. Or if it's something that's true, you got to give props where props due. Don't be a hater. And I have this prayer, and with this being Easter, I want to be serious with you guys. I need to take this, do the hater's prayer. Like if there's any hate in your heart, if you're a hater by choice, not you don't like somebody, but if you are a hater, I encourage you to make this prayer and watch it change your life. If I'm a hater, if I go to bed hating on another man, God, please don't let me wake up. Say that, repeat it, then live it. I promise you it'll change a lot of you guys' lives because a lot of y'all, your trolls are just smothered in hate and the fact that you don't really have anything else to go for. But I appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. Again, we'll be back on Monday. Shout out to Kyle Pickett for helping us close on a great note. If Kyle wanted to give another 100, we would not cry about that, but appreciate you. It's insane. Kyle is that guy. Yeah, and so when you do that, you get to talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about.
Video games, I'm gonna start Twitch soon.
Yeah, we got to get Kyle on. We got to get Kyle on the Sports Den Twitch. On God, as soon as that video game comes out, I'm copping it, and I am recording myself playing that video game. But we appreciate that, guys. We're still trying to get this 6,000. So again, some of y'all watching this on the Twitter, please take a chance to come over to the YouTube channel, click subscribe. As soon as we get to 6,000, we'll do the 3 giveaways. Once we get to 10,000, we get to 7,000, we're giving away a brick from Doak Campbell Stadium, as well as some other different things. We get to 10,000. I will let you pick where you want to have season tickets, because again, I know Luke probably doesn't want Florida State season tickets. So if he wins, we'll go work on trying to get some season tickets. If you're a Florida fan, I'm sorry, you're asked out. There, just be a Jaguar fan or some shit, and maybe I can help you out with that. We will give away. We do have a pair of season tickets to give away for FSU, as well as a parking pass. All of those different things are there as we achieve the goals. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're on YouTube, please just do one quick thing, retweet at minimum and like it so that other people can possibly watch my BS. And that's the whole goal, is to continue to get awareness. We appreciate everybody for chopping it up with us, and we will see you guys next time.